Alright, good morning everybody, or afternoon or whatever. Looking for some help configuring my stepper motor with the HobbyCNC easy driver I put together a while back but put away because I've been a little busy. But anyway, I have, and see if that focuses. It looks sort of grainy on the screen. But anyway, this is a applied motion stepper drive NEMA 23. It says DC voltage 1.3 volts, 3.9 amps. I guess that means per phase. The inductance is 0.33 ohms. I sort of probably pulled the trigger a little early on these stepper motors because I thought they were going to work for me. And basically what I'm trying to figure out is if these motors are going to be any good for building a very small desktop CNC, light engraving, something along those lines. I'm not quite sure if those motor ratings were what I should be looking for. So I might actually pull the trigger on the HobbyCNC site and either getting some of the NEMA 23s that he sells alongside these boards right here, or maybe even go with something like from Probotics, or build your own CNC.com, like the DIY site. But right here from the power supply, that's a switching power supply that I got off of eBay for like 30 or 40 bucks. It's 24 volts and it says 14.6 amps. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but you know, that's one thing I did a lot of reading about, and with these motors having such a high amperage rating, I wasn't quite, I wanted to make sure I had plenty of juice to go. And I didn't have, this is just a budget build. I didn't want to build a linear power supply, that was going to cost a little bit more money. But anyway, I got it all set up, and I'm running Mach 3 over here on the computer. And I was doing some motor tuning, and I can't, well, let me zoom back over here onto the motor. And right here, that's about the fastest I can get the motor to turn. And right there, it's not even running very smoothly. It sort of skips a step every once in a while. I don't know if that's literally skipping a step, but, it's not the best speed. And that's where I sort of came to the point of, do I need to get another motor? So, and just to give you an idea of the settings that I have set, again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this very well, but for the steps per in Mach 3 for the motor tuning, I have 2,000. If somebody could explain that to me, I watched the introduction videos. That was a while ago. I don't quite remember what that was for. Oh, by the way, I have the driver set to a quarter step with J2 and J3 with the jumper pins on those. And then here in the velocity, inches or millimeters per minute, I put 200. That seems very high to me, like especially to expect that much out of the motor, the motors that I have. But if I set it really low to like 20 inches per minute, save the settings and then hop back to it, it's even slower. So I'm not sure if like those numbers are just sort of like a standoff, like if they really mean anything on the screen, or if that's supposed to be actual numbers. But if I bump that down to like 20 inches per minute, which I think I'd be optimistic to get that with these motors, but that's how fast it moves. Full tilt, holding down that upper key right there. And the acceleration inches per second, I put 30. Again, I don't really know if that's what it's supposed to be at. You know, these were just me fooling around. I fooled around with the acceleration a little bit, and it doesn't seem to matter how high or how low I put it. It still seems to, you know, the speeds are the same. So again, I mean, acceleration, I mean, if I change it real low, it takes a little while for the stepper motor to ramp up to the speed that it's going to achieve. But yeah, I'm just looking for a little bit of help on, you know, do you recommend another motor, or do you think there's something wrong with the driver? I think everything's functioning correctly, I believe. But anyway, you know, if you guys can give me any insight on whether or not you think I need to go with different stepper motors with a lower amperage rating, because these guys, little guys, are only rated at like I think like 48 ounce-inches of holding torque, and for having 3.9 amps per phase, I'm not sure if that's per phase. I think it is. I'll try and post the data sheet, but that seems like quite the hefty value for such a small holding torque. But you know, I've seen ones on there on like Dave Rigotti's site, some even 23s. They have like, you know, 180 ounce-inches holding torque, and you know, they only have like 2 amps per phase or something like that. So I prefer to try and use these since I obviously already have them. But you know, if you guys have any suggestions or recommendations, and even over here in Mach 3, I basically installed the program, set the pinouts for Dave's board. Other than that, I didn't do any setups. I might have changed a few of the things that the one Mach 3 support guy did on the introduction videos. I might have changed some of like the home keys and disabled them or whatnot. But other than that, I'll try and wrap this up. I'm like rambling now. But anyway, thank you.